Why? Unless you were so motivated to do that. You could certainly call me, you don't have to call me, you can call any board officer. You chose to go a route that is inciting this community. And I don't know if that wasn't the purpose of it. People are struggling with that today. I will tell you, we had a young man give a pledge tonight that I can assure you this district will never, ever give up having the pledge of allegiance. Classrooms, schools, board meetings, and our first. And I will also tell you, whether it's state law or not, unless they demand it, I don't think that our state legislators will do that. We're very trying to do. But we're going to continue. And even if they ban it. But I do think that the route you took, the fact that I know you went to that boardsmanship training.
Boy, he's a big shot, ain't he?
Took, that's what it's all about. That first part is to tell you this is what it takes to be a good board member. I don't know what fell off the wheels. There's frustration in this room tonight. You felt it, I felt it. There are people here, professionals, and their integrity has been attacked over and over again in their department. I think my lucky stars, these people have, for the most part, do not have to continue to work. I would pray that they would. If they were young, 50, if they were in the 15-year range of their career, the thing they'd be doing right now is doing their job, and they're very professional. They'd be looking elsewhere for us to do it. Back to where you were over this, I will tell you that Pat Kinsey at the school board associations they've never had this question. This policy of saying the pledge does not go away until these policies are adopted. It doesn't go away, but we are going to change what we do. We're probably going to take a lot of time in the future on this process. We're going to bring every policy under a certain section. We're going to take out discussion, and then we'll bring them back in sections so that we can say, Lord, in about 3 sessions from now, we're going to address this pledge of allegiance, but it doesn't go away. It's right here. It's never going. So, and I've taken too long with that. I'm very frustrated. Boy Scout thing, I'm extremely frustrated. You throw that. That's a big blanket statement. This gentleman's been out for 3 weeks.
You're saying I have the floor, Mr.
No, man, you don't have the floor. You're out of order.
Oh, here goes the arrogance.
Talk about these buildings.
I just want to state for the record, we have not changed our operations with the Boy Scouts. I am a tremendous supporter of the Boy Scouts. I've won the Citizen of the Year award. I've been named a Whitney Young, whatever the recipient is, one of the highest awards you can get from the Boy Scouts. I am a major advocate for both Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. What we have done is clarify what the rules and procedures are and how our instructional time must be protected for instruction. There is no backing off of support for the Scouts at all, and I have been on FMLA for the past 19 work days as I recovered from surgery, so I'm confident there are probably a number of calls I've received in that time that I haven't responded to. But I want the public to know our commitment to Scouting is unchanged and unmoved.
Hammond, Watson,
Mr. King, I'm sorry because I want to get to the discussion of the vision for Irma and Dutch Fork, but I did have a question. It would probably be Ms. Anderson on the ID. It's school day. I don't have a page number, but it says where the schools must give priority to teaching and learning tasks and may interrupt classes only for emergencies. Do we have, I had several calls about, and I don't remember the type, I don't even know the name, but like, do we allow, if they're fundraisers, can they take away from that? I mean, is that, they just have to get permission from the principal? I mean, I had some questions about.
From the school day?
Yes, you know, like if they're coming into an instruction time and it's a fundraiser, what is our process and procedures for, because I had other fundraising people from several companies, more than just one. And I know one called you, but without saying your name, but I just want to get the process for the board and the public to hear how a fundraising entity would come in and take any time from instruction day.
Right. The fundraiser usually has an assembly. There's a short assembly where they describe what the fundraising is. And then on the particular one I think you're talking about, they do it in the
This complete school board is nothing but a big joke.
And so it was part of the instruction of that particular one. Jack part of the school day.
Watson?
Yes. I have a question about the service learning, which mine's so messed up, I can't get to tell y'all where it is in the packet.
I saw that.
Okay, IGCA.
Yeah, everything is just
service
messed up with
learning.
her tonight.
While y'all are looking at it, I do want to thank you for putting current policy on the old ones. That really, in the top right hand corner, that really did help a whole lot as I was going, because having just bridge.
I agree.
On the service learning, which I think is incredibly wonderful and actually is somewhat as a profession in one way. But as I'm reading this, what is the feedback from the teachers? It looks like it's a lot of work, a whole lot of teacher. Yeah, what's the feedback from teachers?
Well, the policy that we have right now is it's actually a course where the child works for the teacher during the school day. And what we're trying to do is make service learning more with our career awareness to have them, they can do service learning in the school if they're a junior or a senior. We did have sophomores over. We're putting this more than junior senior level, except in the content courses. So if there's, for instance, psychology, I know that they have so many hours of service learning that the child does outside of the school, and community service learning hours or community hours that count as service learning, and so many within the school. And so this is what this policy is really, we're pretty excited about it, because each school gets to come up with their service learning plan for their particular school, so that each elementary school will have a different one depending on what they're looking at. The high schools and so forth, instead of being the service learning class, like it has been, will be incorporated in different classes and within the school day.
So does it have to be in each class? Is that what you're saying? Or
No.
okay,
No, it doesn't have to use each class, but it kind of goes along with EPA. We have student internships, and then we have service learning for students, but if the internships are more, I'm working for a company, or if I want to be a veterinarian, I know a student that's working at my veterinarian's office, as a matter of fact, as an internship, an unpaid internship, and getting the hours in. Service learning is more community-based things. I know that in some of the history classes, for instance, the government classes, there's a service learning component in there to learn about the service.
okay, that's clarified. And Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go ahead and call for the vote on the motion.
All right, let's do that. That's a reasonable request. And plenty of discussion. All those in favor, give your first reading approvals, opposed additions, revisions to policy I, show exhibit G, please vote.
Excuse me, I think we have to have a vote on calling for the question first.
No, actually, don't. Our rules say that. There were rules prior to last week.
I was going to add that to my list of items, so yeah, can possibly be interrupted. Anyhow,
Anyway, we're going to take a vote now. If you'd like to approve this first reading approval, please raise your hand. Passes unanimously. Take it.
Ms. Byrne, thank you for bringing that policy forward, so that there is no lapse.
Ms. Murphy, you won't stop. Wait,
Out of
you were
order.
out of order. There was never going to be a lapse. There is not a lapse. We have a policy. Yes. Here we go. Item number 13. This is the South Carolina School Board Association Delegate Assembly. Currently, there are 6 people who have signed up. Mr. White, I know you're a little bit iffy. And Mr. Turner, I'm not exactly sure of your status, but we have to designate our votes. We have 6 votes. And I would propose, as far as your plans changed.
I won't know to get closer, but
What I would suggest, in time, is we could designate a vote to each person that's for sure going to be right here, and then do Mr. White and Mr. Turner. And then that gives you full rights to vote at the table if necessary. I would also suggest that we get that second vote and Ms. Watson is vice chair to the other side, but that turns out that might be. Somebody make a motion to that effect.
Ms. Bumgarner and myself carried the votes for the delegate assembly, with Mr. Gant having 2 votes and Ms. Watson having 2 votes if Mr. White and Mr. Turner are unable to attend.
I'll second that. You need a second, Ms. King.
Oh,
You need a second.
and Mr. White and Mr. Turner will be designated as alternates.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mr. White?
I just wanted to reference that, that is the session, I know we talked very quickly about my motion earlier, but that is the session, I mean, we're getting independent research on the question of the bill, and that would be the place, and the School Board Association will address that question.
Ms. Burke?
I've expressed concern before about this meeting, and times are tough right now, and we've cut teachers' positions, and we're rationing paper, and this is a trip to the beach. So if there's any way that you can take care of business, either video conferencing or pay for the trip out of your own pocket, and while this is going on, we also got a brochure for a nice trip to Boston. Times are tough right now. I think we need to watch where we're spending our money.
Ms. Watson?
Oh, they don't want to hear
I'm
that.
so glad you brought that up, Ms. Murphy, that times are tough, because as I see in the October 19, 2011 memo from Dr. Fulmer, he says, combining all the costs referenced below, the lawsuit by Ms. Kim Murphy has cost the school district in excess of $1.9 million. I'm trying to weigh $1.9 million to a school board conference where we learn how to be better school board members to help our district. Which do we get better return for? I would have to say that it would be for the school board conference. And,
How
that
crass is
$1.9
that?
million doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but it means a whole lot to the rest of us. And if you could actually put that toward teachers and all the other things that we're doing, it would really hire a lot of teachers if we could put it in that way, but it's not that much money. It could also build some really great classrooms, great academic programs, of facilities for academic programs, but instead you're wasting $1.9 million. So, you want to talk about the conference now?
I'm just glad you had your hand up, Ms. Murphy had your hand up. I would like to think that we could get beyond this item. This is no.
They all think they're elites.
So go.
I'll take 30 seconds. Just to restate it, Ms. Watson said a little bit differently, but I normally don't go to these conferences, but if I go, I'm going for a very express reason to help promote the bill that I made the motion, that if our research comes back, that we're going to ask the School Board Association to adopt or promote legislation that a sitting school board member cannot oppose the actions of the board in which they sit. It's $1.9 million, but when you add the interest costs, because we lost the Build America Bond program opportunity, waiting on this thing to get resolved, it's over $8 million. So that weekend is worth more than $8 million. I can pay that for the future of this district.
Ms. Murphy?
That was 30 seconds. That was pretty good, Mr. White.
Did I go over?
Mr. Murphy, as I stated before, this is false information, and you are proposing legislation that would take my rights as a citizen away just because I became elected to the school board. And Mr. Corson, Representative Corson, Valentine, Cromer, Huggins, and their top constitutional attorneys agree with that.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor? All those in favor of the motion, Ms. Watson?
They don't want to hear all that.
Passes. All those opposed? Passes 5-1. One person against. I know you all are watching me watch the clock. I really want to get some time. But case is item number 14. I'll entertain it. This is